Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Albert, and in this channel I've been sharing a lot about stuff I've been learning on the technical side of selling puts on Tesla and I guess trading or investing. But I've also feel like since a few months before I launched this YouTube channel until now, I've learned a lot on the emotional side as well. Um, so today I want to share a little bit about what I've been realizing about myself on the emotional side of investing and really in my life. And I think I've become a lot happier in the last 2 months, like noticeably happier. So I'll talk about that a little bit as well. So real quick, what's happened in the last week or so. I mentioned in my last video I was going to start selling calls, which I did. So I sold a 900 call for 2 weeks from last Friday. Got about 10,000, not 10,000, $1,050 from that. Um, and yeah, so quick note about that. I'm not bearish on the Tesla stock price at all. In fact, I think it's gonna go up still. The reason I'm selling a call is because I just don't think in this environment Tesla will run away, right? That was like my number one fear. I'm selling calls like for the entire time of holding shares is like I think Tesla's gonna run away. I'm gonna miss out on that upside. I just don't think in this environment Tesla's gonna run away anytime in the near future, which is why I'm selling a call. And if I get a sign, I'm okay with it. I've already mentally accepted it, and then I can just sell puts right away. And then I got signed on a put for 890 like couple weeks ago. So if I get a sign on a call at 900, and then I end up making a little bit of money. So yeah, the only other thing that I wrote here, which isn't really in line with what I'm doing, is I do want to be holding these shares before they announce a split, which I think will happen in August. So yeah, I'm gonna get back in as fast as possible. That's what I'm doing on the call side. If I can make $1,000 in 2 weeks selling a call, like, hey, try it out. Okay, so what happened last Friday was before I sold this call, I hadn't really traded anything for a long period of time. Where I was trading a little bit in my retirement account, but I would say I took about a month and a half off of like selling any puts or anything like that. And when I was selling this call in the morning, the stock price ran up to like 840, and that call I sold was worth about $1,500. And then I slowly just watched it go back down. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go up more. I slowly watched it go down from like $1,500 and 1050, and then I ended up selling it at that point. And then I was like, oh fuck, I should have gone for 1,500. My wife was like, shut up, like stop saying that. And then kind of like brought back like just be happy. And I was like, yeah, it kind of brought back um this habit that like I forgot about for the last month and a half because I haven't been doing it. Whereas like when I'm trying to make decisions on these trades, it's like a lot of decisions and a lot of thinking, a lot of money loss or gain on these decisions I'm making, and it just caused like a lot of stress, and then it also caused a lot of like regret, right? Because there's so many decisions you're making. Oh, I should have done this, or I should have done that, etc. And then I realized like that was kind of like a go-to habit that I had, right? And I started thinking more about it, and I think the last month and a half I've been a lot more just chill because I haven't really been doing any of this, right? And one of the things I realized as well, not from this, but I realized this like kind of in the last couple of weeks is like now that I'm losing money, so like I went to this phase of like making a lot of money, and then went to this phase of losing a lot of money, and I'm at this phase where it's like kind of whatever. But what I was thinking about was like when I was making a lot of money, like I mean I was happy, but like I didn't feel less stressed because all I was thinking about was like how do I make more, right? So like for example, um, like when I first started, I was like, oh my god, I made $2,000, like incredible. Then I made like 4,000, then I made like 10,000, and then I made 15. And I was like, oh, how do I make 30, right? Trying to make 30 here, I lost a lot, right? And then it's like just like thinking about that stress, like how to make 30, how to make 50. Oh, what if I made, Then you start getting in your head about all this stuff. So it's like when I was losing money, and I was like worried about losing a lot of money, I was like all I want to do is like break even, or all I want to do is make money. And when I'm making money, all I want to do is make more money. So it's not like you're like happier or like you're not. It's not you're less or more like less stressed when things are going well, because like, or for me, I was my mind. I was like kind of thinking about how do I get more. Like and then like once you get more, it's like how do I retire off this, etc. But obviously, it's not gonna happen. But that's kind of where my mind went, right? So my point is like the feelings you get is almost unrelated to the amount of money you're making, right? And then to add another level of, I mean, I'm showing you like these gains from this put selling, but like in this period of let's say 1 year, maybe 6 months before this, like my portfolio has like gone up and down like quite a bit. But like my mentality when I was making that money and when I was losing it, I don't feel like it changed a lot. like I don't think I'm gonna be any happier when I'm rich, right? Because like it just doesn't really change that much. So anyways, so my point is this, right? So like the other day, maybe like 2 months ago, I was doing shrooms with my friend, and if you haven't done shrooms before, it allows you to kind of like reconnects your brain in different ways. I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of one of the function one thing that happens is like you start looking at yourself from like a third person's perspective. You start seeing yourself like from someone another point of view, and it's like you're able to analyze yourself a little bit better. But what I took away from this experience was like I realized that I was like really negative. So like I just always focus on the negatives of everything, right? So for example, when it comes to trading, I would be like, I think I remember telling my friend I was like tripping about how like I forgot what it was exactly, but I was tripping about how I lost like $3,000, which is a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, like it is not. But that was something that I really really focused on for some reason. And then in my regular life too, or like my other life too, or my job or whatever, I just always focus on the negatives, right? And I beat myself a lot over it. And then I came to the realization I was doing this, and this is stuff that I'm doing like all the time, but I don't really think about it. It's just kind of natural, right? Or sometimes I'll be like just by myself, and then like I'll just think about something embarrassing I did like 10 years ago, and then I'll just like sigh, right? So it's like I don't even like I didn't even realize I was doing that, and it just like kind of happened. So I was like kind of in this like negative loop where I would just focus on the negatives a lot. I wasn't, and then like I'm not like depressed or anything. This is just like I'm just like it's still normal, but like this is something that happened a lot. Like it's just like a thing that I just did. I just never realized it. And then after that, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start being happier. I'm gonna start focusing on the positives. And I kind of said that to myself, then I kind of forgot about it. But over time, I just like started, I think, noticing it more and more, and I was able to adjust accordingly. Um, and and yeah, and then I think I've changed a lot in the last 2 months because of this. And I started just focusing on a couple of things. Number one, I realized that I've been living in the future, right? I've been living in the future like crazy. So all I would think about is like the day that Tesla hits $5,000, or the day that I can sell my company, or some day in the future where I can just relax and be hella rich and just do whatever I want, right? And then I realized like my life right now, in some way, is like already success to my what I thought in the future, what I thought in the past, right? So like what I may be able to enjoy right now, I'm already like there according to what I wanted in the past. So if I keep doing this, then I'm never gonna be happy, right? Because I keep wanting more and more and more. So I just decided to like enjoy what I have right now, and this is like what I want to enjoy versus like thinking about oh how great life will be in the future when some event happens or doesn't happen. I also start focusing on a lot of the, like the good things about my life that I already had, and not like the things that are going wrong or potentially going wrong. And that helps a lot. I think that helps a ton. Um, so yeah, and then just realizing like I've always known this, but just realizing like money is just all relative. So it's like if you have a lot, you have a little. It's like it doesn't really. It's all relative, right? So you're never gonna have enough unless you decide you have enough right now. So yeah. So yeah, I definitely feel that I'm a lot happier in the last 2 months. And how I know this as well is because I have this thing called I have like some sort of arthritis that's like I don't know. It's like a rheumatic thing. So my joints hurt. But then like once I started being happier, like my joints just stopped hurting as much. So like I definitely think there's like a physical effect on my body from all the stress I'm getting from like trading or just my regular life. Um, and yeah, and then I think I didn't realize I can just decide to not feel stressed or just decide to not care about things or not worry about the future or not whatever, and then things will just get better. So yeah, kind of interesting process. I don't know. I hope this helps you in some way. But yeah, obviously it's it's a process, right? So there's some days where like I'm something I'm working on. It's like a never ending process. So But I definitely think there was a big difference between how I was feeling like 2 months ago versus now. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.